That the only thing we have to fear is fear itself.
Before we get too philosophical up in here, it is a party. And this movie is all about things that are not just wrong, but might be called That Ain't Right.
Yeah.
That ain't right, it ain't right, nothing right about it, no, it ain't right, no, it ain't right, no, that ain't right, it ain't right, it sure as hell ain't right, it sure as hell ain't right.
That ain't right, that ain't right, that sure as hell ain't right.
Yeah, so it is time to talk about all the nasty that Hellraiser has to hold for us. So yeah, we're gonna do a little segment we call That Ain't Right, where each of us scan our lists, and guests will go first for what is the absolute most that ain't right thing to you that happens in the film Hellraiser. Andy, I am coming to you. What would you say in watching this film? You're like, that ain't right.
That ain't right.
Yeah.
Shoot. There's like two things that I can think of.
That's all right.
The first one would be when Frank is meets the symbiotes for the second time, and it like stretches his face out and he's still talking. It's like,
is that the end?
Right?
Yeah,
at the end. That's the end.
That's disgusting. That Jesus wept.
Yeah. And then
which was a substitute before you leave that one. The Jesus wept was a substitute line. The line was supposed to be F you. That was supposed to be what it was. And then he pivoted over to Jesus wept, which ironically is significantly worse. It feels so awful.
Yeah, it really does.
I'm just like, oh my God. Anyway, sorry, Andy.
And then her discovering her dad, thinking it's Frank, but like his charred body and all the skin.
Yeah, that.
Yeah.
That ain't
so
right.
that was like, that ain't right.
That ain't right. No, that ain't right.
Yeah.
That ain't right.
Asia, what you got? That ain't right.
My that ain't right is probably not that interesting considering all of the crazy nasties that are in this movie.
Mm-hmm.
But there's something about those few close-ups that they have at the very, very beginning of the movie of when those fishhook type things first get into Frank's skin. And you've got those really detailed close-ups of it just ripping his skin. And there's something about that very specific visual that just turned my stomach in ways that nothing else in the movie did.
Yeah.
I don't
disagree.
I think that was so strong a visual image that my brain and my physiological response just shut off. It was like, okay, this is what we're dealing with. Right. So cool. Looks great. It's fun. It's a good time. Party.
You were texting me. You're like, this movie is already like, I didn't know where you were in the movie. I just see repeated. Yeah. I just see the repeated, like, I see the W come through. Oh, I see the T. Oh, I know where we're going. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So yes.
Yeah.
So absolutely.
Yeah.
I totally get it. Nathan, you want to go? You go ahead. What's yours?
There's so many. Y'all left a lot on the table here. One, I'm just Cinnabite. Like that word Condor is such confectionery goodness for me, not hellish.
I called them the Cinnabuns the whole time I was watching it. The Cinnabuns.
Like, I will eat that.
Y'all got some Cinnabites?
Yeah. Yes, I do. And then they pop up. You're like, whoa.
That's not what I asked for.
Not what I had in mind.
I said extra frosting.
Take it back.
That's sure a deterrent, though. If you're trying to lose weight, you open that box. You're like, you opened it. We
it's
could.
like,
it's like, no, sir. Put it back.
It's like what do you call it? The lament
configuration.
It's like that with cinnamon icing, cinnamon bun icing on it. You're like beep beep beep, yummy.
Oh my God.
Um, Okay. Let's figure this out because.
All right, what are you gonna say? What's yours?
I mean, I'm gonna pull an Andy and I'm gonna do a one and then a real world one. So.
Oh, okay.
So because I had no idea what I was watching, just period. I just didn't know what the narrative was going to be. I did not know Frank's character would play the role he would. So I had no idea. And in fact, it says, period, WTF, period. And it's the birth of the thing from the floor. The goo from floor congealing as a half skeleton body with guts thing. Oh, Frank, that's Frank. Okay. Yeah, that was repulsive. I mean, come on.
Talk about though, like I cannot say it enough. Practical effects.
Oh, sure.
Holy crap on that. Like
so good.
My God.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I will practically vomit. Yes.
Yes.
Right. That's achievement unlocked.
Level up.
The other thing is, so my middle child is out of town at her grandparents' house, and this is mild story time that's going to feed into this. And I had just watched Hellraiser the night before, and one of the most disgusting elements in Hellraiser, I thought this is what you were referencing, Andy, is Larry / Frank at the end of the film, or Frank wearing Larry.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, what are you wearing tonight? Oh, Larry.
I'm wearing Larry. I'm wearing Larry by Julia.
What you? Larry by Julia.
Wow.
That's good, Riri. But one of the most disgusting, just as in a movie, as nasty and gnarly as this one is, one of the most subtly repulsive things in it is Larry's hairline when Larry is not Larry but Frank.
Oh my God!
So
blood around the edge of it.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. So
yeah.
It's kind of
the next day, my 10-year-old who's out of town is getting her hair dyed at her grandparents' house.
Oh.
So I get a text of a photo of my 10-year-old with hair dye in her hair. Yes, you know where this is going. And she's got this nasty ass sort of dye line around her hairline. I'm like, blah, throw my phone. I'm like, no, thank you.
Keep her.
That's not her anymore. She's been taken.
Oh my gosh. Oh Lord, that's funny.
That was rough.
That's funny.
Riri.
Yeah, that ain't right. Oh my God, y'all
I wanted my kid back, but no more,
Y'all left so many on the things, man.
I know.
Like, oh my God. Well, because this is 90 minutes of that ain't right. Like this is just so much of it. But but yeah, I mean, like, gosh, since I'm going last, I'm just gonna breeze through like 3 of them. When Frank is malformed and just like starts crawling after Julia when he first like whatever that thing is, like, oh my gosh. But skinless Frank in general. Like skinless Frank writ large, like just standing there. There'll be a shot where like he's just standing there, and the goo will just like fall off of his chin. The goo will like fall off of his chin, and I'm just like, ugh. So yes, what is
that stuff?
Skinless
Frank.
That ain't right. No, that ain't right. But as many things as there are, because there's just so much of that like grotesquerie. Oh my God, Frank chopping up the rat at the bedside when they're trying to be intimate. That's just no. But
that doesn't do it for me.
I don't know. But like the one thing that we have not brought up yet, because we keep talking about like Frank and Pinhead and all the rest, is crazy dragon skeleton homeless guy. Like, still don't understand.
Yeah.
He does not come back. Like, just letting you know, he never shows up again in the rest of the series. No, never shows up again. But we do see him.
Not my story.
Right. Oh, absolutely. He's in the shared universe they tried to build up. But so like, but that shot where he's in the pet store, like, no, thank you.
Hungry?
No, thank you. Like that whole sequence
full of protein, Reed.
Oh, I can't.
Times
I can't
are
with
tough.
that. Like
it's the 80s.
That's okay. Like,
you gotta do what you gotta do.
Ooh, Asia's got.
I got one to tack on to my that ain't right again.
Or to hook in.
What? Quite literally.
Yeah.
This is again one of the more subtle things, but the tension, the absolute dread I felt watching Larry try to push that mattress up the stairs, knowing that the nail was there.
The nail.
Mm.
Oh my
Yes.
gosh. And
Yes.
just what else of that? Is it deep while he's got just rivers of blood streaming
right,
from
right.
That was a
his hand?
serious scratch. Yeah.
I know.
Well-
It's like somebody walking into the hospital holding their guts in their hands. Are you okay? No, I'm not
I don't know,
okay.
just
Like,
moving a mattress.
Somewhere around the big bloody spot, you know.
Yeah.
Well,
you-
and listen, this movie is jacked up, but it's kind of a pretty impressive edit when the parallel action is the mattress up the stairs and the mattress in flashback, you know? I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought that was impressive. So this feeds into That Ain't Right, but it is one of my questions. Listen, y'all. Okay. The halls of horror are rife with pretty strong character catchphrases, okay? From Jack Torrance's all work and no play makes Jack a dull boy to Ash Williams's groovy, but I gotta know, and this is That Ain't Right, okay? On a scale of 1 to 10, with 10 being the best and 1 being slime ball from hell, how solid a catchphrase is "Come to Daddy"?
Oh my god. Oh my god. It's the.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
What?
it's clear.
That's a twofer.
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Oh, gross.
I mean, which begs the question. You got to know, like, Meatloaf must have watched this movie before he wrote Do Anything for Love. I won't do that. It's like, come on.
Wow.
Yeah.
Like,
I won't do that.
I won't do that. What I didn't mean to throw both of my questions here and That Ain't Right, but it feels like I'm left wondering, like, Frank is a terrible human
Right.
Oh,
and a terrible
absolutely.
undead human. Like,
No,
Mhm.
absolutely.
what? I that is one of the few things, you know, and maybe I'm just looking for something that the movie doesn't care to offer, but I'm like, why like, she
Why
thought he was
Frank?
dead? Well,
Mhm.
sure, it's not
Yeah.
just why Frank. I mean, okay, because there's why Frank in real life, you know,
Right.
like living Frank, that's a question. Why that guy? He's
Mhm.
a slug, you know.
Mhm.
But then when he comes back, come on, Julia, you had your moment to just be like, I
No,
mean,
thank you.
Larry may be vanilla as it gets, but no, look at you.
I mean,
But no, she gets that. I don't know.
but so here's the okay. So we're gonna officially like sort of tie
Mhm,
off
mhm.
That Ain't Right. Cue
You
the
ready
8
to go
seconds
to
of music.
music cue?
Cue the 8 seconds of music now.
Thank you, everyone.
That sure as hell ain't right.